Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the sky? What if I told you that there's more to heaven than what meets the eye, and that most people have barely scratched the surface of this divine mystery? While the idea of heaven might seem straightforward, the truth is far more complex, and it's a topic that's not being discussed as much as it should. Imagine a reality where not just one, but 3 heavens exist, each with its own purpose and significance. And within these heavens, a battle is raging, a war between angels and demons that could change the course of your life. This is not just another story. It's a revelation that could transform your understanding of the spiritual world and your place in it. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets of the heavens that few dare to explore? Because once you do, you'll never see the sky the same way again. Imagine gazing up at the night sky, feeling the vastness of the universe above you. But is everything we see just the surface? According to the Bible, the concept of heaven goes far beyond what our eyes can perceive. There are 3 heavens. The first is the visible sky, what we see every day, where birds fly and clouds drift. It's the closest to us, but still, it's just the beginning of something greater. The second heaven is a mysterious place where angelic activities occur, an unseen dimension where supernatural forces move silently. As we journey further, we arrive at the third heaven, the dwelling place of God, a realm that transcends human understanding. It's not just a paradise, it's the paradise where the glory of God reigns supreme. People often wonder if it's possible to imagine what it would be like to be there. But the truth is that not even the most beautiful dream can capture the magnificence of God's heaven. In this paradise, all pain is erased, and eternal peace embraces every soul that arrives. To understand better, think of a ladder that stretches from the ground of the earth to infinity. With each step, you draw closer to heaven, each step leading to a new reality, brighter and purer than the last. However, this ladder isn't accessible to everyone. Only those who seek God with all their heart can begin to climb it. This idea of spiritual ascent is like when someone dedicates themselves to a noble purpose, and in doing so, feels closer to the divine. The 3 heavens are not just a theory, but a spiritual reality that unfolds beyond our limited vision. They remind us that heaven is not just a place, but a journey, continuous walk towards the Creator. And so, as we look up at the blue sky above our heads, we must remember that it is only the beginning of something much greater, a gateway to the paradise that few dare to open. Now that the foundation has been laid, we can explore the inhabitants of this vast heaven, the angelic beings who play fundamental roles both on earth and in the heavenly realms. In the vast expanse of heaven, there are beings of light and power, known as angels, who carry out the will of God across the cosmos. These angelic beings are not merely decorative figures in religious art. They are active participants in the divine plan. Some are messengers, delivering God's word to those on earth, guiding us with wisdom and insight. Others serve as guardians, watching over individuals, offering protection in times of danger, and ensuring that the path to paradise remains within reach. Not all angels are the same. They are as diverse as the roles they fulfill. For instance, the warrior angels are those who engage in battles that we cannot see, defending the righteous and opposing the forces of darkness. These celestial warriors stand as a shield against the plans of Satan, ensuring that the goodness of heaven prevails. Like having an army at your side, ready to fight for your soul's salvation at every turn. When you face challenges, these angels are there, even if you don't see them. However, it's essential to remember that not all angels are benevolent. Some chose to rebel against God, following Satan in his opposition to divine authority. These fallen angels, once beings of light, now serve darkness, trying to lead humanity away from the path of righteousness. It's a sobering thought, knowing that the same beings once dedicated to guiding us to heaven now work to hinder our journey. This duality in the angelic realm reflects the ongoing spiritual conflict that rages beyond our sight. These angelic beings, both good and evil, play a crucial role in our lives, often in ways we may never fully comprehend. Whether it's the guardian angel whispering encouragement in your ear, or a fallen angel trying to sow doubt and fear, they are constantly influencing the spiritual battlefield that surrounds us. Understanding their roles helps us appreciate the unseen forces at work in our lives and reminds us of the ultimate goal, reaching the third heaven, where God Himself resides. Now that we've delved into the roles of these angelic beings, it's time to turn our attention to the spiritual conflict they're involved in, a battle that extends far beyond the earthly realm. Beyond the physical world lies a battleground that few can see. All are affected by a spiritual conflict that rages between the forces of good and evil. This war is not confined to earth. It stretches into the second heaven, where angelic forces clash with the powers of darkness led by Satan. These battles are not just ancient tales. They are ongoing struggles that impact the course of human history and individual lives. Imagine the sky above you, not as a peaceful expanse, but as a battlefield where the future of souls is determined. The Bible speaks of these celestial conflicts, where God's angels fight to protect humanity from the schemes of the enemy. These battles are fierce and unrelenting, as the forces of heaven strive to ensure that the path to paradise remains open to all who seek it. The second heaven is like a war zone, where every victory is hard-won, and every loss could mean the loss of a soul. This conflict is as real as any earthly war, though its battles are fought in the spiritual realm. On the other side, Satan and his fallen angels work tirelessly to oppose the will of God, seeking to drag as many souls as possible away from the light. Their strategies are subtle, often appearing as temptations or doubts that creep into the hearts of people. It's like a chess game where each move is calculated to either draw someone closer to heaven or push them further away. Understanding this conflict helps us recognize the importance of spiritual vigilance in our daily life. The spiritual warfare we face isn't something we can fight alone. We need the strength and guidance of the heavenly host. This is why prayer and faith are so vital. They connect us to the divine power that equips us to stand firm in the face of spiritual attacks. Just as soldiers rely on their comrades in battle, we rely on the angels and God's protection to navigate the challenges we face. The more aware we are of this conflict, the better prepared we are to engage in it, standing firm in our pursuit of paradise. Now that we've uncovered the intensity of this spiritual conflict, let's contrast it with the purity and perfection of heaven, a place untouched by the corruption of sin. The contrast between earth and heaven is as stark as night and day. While earth is a place marred by sin, suffering, and corruption, heaven stands as the ultimate sanctuary, untouched by the stains of imperfection. It's like comparing a flawed diamond to one that is flawless. The beauty and purity of heaven are beyond anything we can imagine. On earth, we face daily struggles, pain, and moral dilemmas. But in heaven, these things are non-existent, replaced by eternal peace and joy. Heaven is often described as a place where everything is perfect, a paradise where there is no sorrow, no pain, and no death. Imagine a world where every desire is fulfilled and every tear is wiped away. This is the promise of heaven, a place where the troubles of earth are left behind and only the purity of God's presence remains. It's like stepping out of a storm into the calmest, most serene place you can imagine, only magnified 1,000 times. On the other hand, earth is a battleground, a place where good and evil coexist and where human choices determine their eternal destiny. The imperfections of this world, the pain and suffering we endure, serve as reminders that this is not our final home. Earth is like a temporary shelter, a place we pass through on our way to something far greater. Understanding this helps us to not become too attached to the things of this world, rather to keep our eyes fixed on the paradise that awaits us. The difference between earth and heaven also highlights the importance of our journey. While earth is temporary and fleeting, heaven is eternal. This contrast should inspire us to live our lives in a way that prepares us for the day when we will enter the gates of heaven. Like running a race, the challenges we face on earth are like hurdles that we must overcome to reach the finish line. It is the eternal joy of heaven. Now that we've explored the stark differences between earth and heaven, let's delve into the most crucial aspect of this journey: salvation and redemption through Jesus Christ. At the heart of the human journey lies the profound concept of salvation, a bridge that spans the chasm between sinful humanity and a holy God. The sacrifice of Jesus Christ is the cornerstone of this bridge, offering a path to redemption and eternal life in heaven. It's as if humanity was stranded on one side of a vast canyon, with no way to reach the other side, where the paradise of heaven awaits. But through Jesus' death and resurrection, that bridge was built, giving us the opportunity to cross over into God's eternal presence. Salvation isn't just about escaping the consequences of sin. It's about being transformed into a new creation, fit for the perfection of heaven. Imagine a person covered in the dirt and grime of a long journey, only to be washed clean and dressed in white robes before entering a royal palace. This is the transformative power of redemption. It cleanses us, renews us, and prepares us for the day we will stand before God in the third heaven, where every stain of sin is left behind. But this path to heaven requires more than just belief. It requires a commitment to live a life that reflects the teachings of Christ. It's not enough to know about the bridge, you have to walk across it. This means embracing a life of faith, love, and obedience, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the paradise that Jesus promised. It's like following a light in the darkness, guiding you safely to the other side, where eternal joy and peace await. The beauty of salvation is that it's available to everyone, regardless of their past. No matter how far one has strayed, the path to heaven remains open through the grace of God. The powerful reminder that no one is beyond redemption, that the door to the third heaven is always open for those who choose to enter. This truth is both humbling and empowering, encouraging us to extend that same grace to others as we journey towards the eternal paradise. With the promise of salvation and the hope of heaven firmly in our hearts, we now turn to the conclusion of our exploration, where we will reflect on the importance of applying this knowledge to our daily lives. Now that you've glimpsed the profound truths about the three heavens and the ongoing spiritual battles, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let it inspire you to dig deeper, to strengthen your faith, and to align your life with the divine plan? The path to heaven isn't just about understanding, it's about action, living a life that reflects the salvation offered through Jesus Christ. Are you ready to take that step, to embrace the journey that leads to eternal peace and joy? Don't just let this knowledge sit idly in your mind. Apply it, share it, and let it transform your life. Have you ever considered how your daily choices are influencing your spiritual destiny? Now is the time to make a change. If you're serious about your faith and your future, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and stay connected as we continue to explore the mysteries of heaven and earth. Your journey to understanding and living out these truths has just begun, and there's so much more to discover. Don't miss out. Take the next step today.